Welcome everybody, episode 292 of the effing title. It's time for March Madness. Rob's already mad at me. Let's do this thing. Rob said it's chalked already. My whole thing's chalked, so it don't know what it means.
Didn't say yours was chalk. I said if you don't pick chalk, you're pretty much just being funny.
It's chalked. I mean, when is mine not funny? Let's be honest here as well. When's mine not funny? Auburn versus Alice State and short forward Pennsylvania.
Alabama State and St. Francis in Pennsylvania.
I don't know why you had to say it so exasperated.
Because you're the one who told me St. Francis made it to the tournament. So you're the one who broke that news to me a few days ago. So
I picked Auburn simply just for the fact of I wanted to preview it, and it wouldn't let me preview it because it's two teams.
there's nothing to preview. Auburn has been one of the. There's been like 4 teams that have been number 1 this year, and Auburn was the longest at number 1.
I was gonna say I don't think I've seen a lot of the other ones where it's like they got knocked off by someone early. I hadn't seen Auburn a whole lot on any of the stuff I've done or seen.
They're extremely good.
Louisville?
The only way Auburn loses is if there's an officiating crew that doesn't let them play physical.
Oh, interesting.
They're the most physical team in college basketball.
All right, so then we're on to Louisville and Creighton. 8-9.
Flip a coin, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the.
I mean this when I say this. The tournament actually did a deep. There's only one team that made it that people are in arms about.
UNC.
Yeah, North Carolina. Other than that, though,
I did see. What was it? I saw
did
something.
a fairly good job seeding everybody. There's one team that I was like, that's high, but
There was one team that I saw. It was West Virginia didn't make it, and it was bullshit because they had like 6 wins over something, and then they took like all these other teams and like they all have 6 wins combined over something, but I didn't fully understand what they were saying.
Yeah, it's quadrant wins.
There we go, quad wins.
And all it pretty much means is if you play at home, like if it's a home game, then it's a game against the top 25 team that you win.
Right? Oh, okay.
If it's a neutral site game, it's a top 50 team, and if it's a road game, it's a win versus top 70 team or something like that. So that's all. Quad 1 win is something like that. And the problem is the committee decided to take North Carolina based off the eye test because in their last 10 games they have looked like a much better team.
Oh, okay. So it's one of those like the late season push sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a blue blood program that all of a sudden looks pretty good at the end of the year, so they went with it.
Okay. Well,
truthfully, I don't think they're gonna even win the first fucking game.
I mean, that's fair. I'm going Creighton.
Yeah, that's fine. I did too.
I'm going Creighton.
Louisville was playing pretty well, but it's hard. Again, people put a lot of stock into carrying games over from the tournaments, but unless you're playing in the play-in game, it's 4 days, 5 days off. Like, momentum from the tournament fades pretty fast.
That's fair. Oh, like it's one of those things as well because like I'm just looking at for me, I'm looking at overall records, right? Just their top players because it's what I have, and then it gives me team insight, which is like their noticeable wins, and then of course that has like a little description, but I ain't reading all that.
Overall record doesn't really matter.
Yeah, well that's what I'm saying. Because like right now I'm on Michigan and UC San Diego.
So this is one thing with college basketball that's infuriating.
Mm-hmm.
Is every single team has played no one outside of their conference since the middle of January.
Oh.
So, like, trying to compare, like Creighton and Louisville. It's like, well, which freaking conference do you think is better, the ACC or the Big East? That's really what it comes down to. Because when you look at recent, who cares how they played in November?
That's the thing is like
Who cares how they played back then?
I'm looking at like the Michigan one. Or like Michigan, it's like Purdue, Michigan State, Maryland, Michigan
That's
State,
all it is.
Purdue,
It's
Maryland,
everyone in the Big Ten.
Wisconsin. But then you go to US, and it's like, all right, it's San Diego State, LaSalle, James Madison, US Santa Barbara, Utah State, and then UC Irving 3 times.
Yeah. I will say, I don't know if it's true, but someone told me you're on
Michigan. Yeah, Michigan.
Yeah, UC San Diego.
Yeah.
I think they have the longest winning streak in the country.
Ooh.
Right now. So if you want to go with a team that's hot, this is the team to go with. By the way, can you move your effing title thing? what you're actually have up there.
You know what? I was trying to, because I gotta. Yeah, I'll put it there for right now. And then,
that's fine. You can leave your face. I just need to see what teams you're on.
Yeah. So yes.
This is truly so. Michigan is also hot. Michigan just won the Big Ten title. Like Michigan's another team. They have a big ass Russian center. Who?
Well, it's
player.
It's Vladislav Golden versus Anna Wana Tight Jones. Like.
It's not versus anything. I mean.
Oh no, it's those two versus each other for me, baby. There's no team that wins the turnover battle like UC. They're the only team in the top 10 in turnover percentage on offense and on defense. I'm gonna go with Tritons just for that simple fact. Texas A&M Yale. See, because like this is the thing that's also infuriating to me too, is like I get to this point where it says top players, and like every single one of the teams that are the lower ranked team has a dude that has more points per game than the team that doesn't.
Yeah, because most of the time the reason they're a low market school is because they have one stud on their team and the rest of them play team basketball. I know you're not looking at Yale's fucking schedule, dude.
Dude, I'm looking at everyone's schedule. All right,
well,
they played Minnesota. Okay,
I think I picked Yale just for fun because it doesn't matter. Both these teams are losing in the second round.
Fair,
but I watched Yale play. They don't have a fucking chance. They're so small compared to a team from the SEC.
Hold up, here. Let me go. They play a smart brand of football. Shocking, we know.
Well, they don't play football. They play basketball.
Bigger issues now then. They shoot the ball well, don't turn it over, grab offensive rebounds, and prevent second chances on the defensive end. Perhaps most notably, they play a pack line style defense. Sure. All the team needs is a cold streak to balance the scales, and they have a big-time shot maker in their own John Pludikis. Yeah, Yale. Why not? I think Yale, San Diego State, or San Diego will be funny. Ole Miss, and then this one I can't even preview because it's UNC. I'm going Ole Miss. I'm not even thinking about this.
North Carolina versus San Diego State.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, there's no preview for this because of that game. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Ole Miss. Like, this one I'm picking San Diego State.
Ole Miss is pretty good.
Yeah. Lipscomb. I remember you saying about Lipscomb last week.
Lipscomb and Iowa State.
Oh, Lipscomb all day. Jacob, that's all I needed to see right here. Was this? Done. Game over. Who have they played?
Iowa State's pretty freaking good, dude.
They played Wofford, who's also in this. I know that.
Yeah, that was back in November.
Rob told me about Wofford.
Back in November.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to say who did they play, just scroll down to the bottom and look at the recent games, and then you're gonna go, oh yeah, their conference sucks.
What, you mean when they beat North Alabama twice by basically the exact same score each time? That's actually impressive. I'll give them that. That's impressive. The score was almost identical both times. I'm gonna go against my heart. I want to pick Lipscomb because of this dude. I'll pick Iowa State. A better team.
The top 3 seeds.
Not even looking at that one. I'm just picking Marquette. I like Marquette.
New Mexico's actually pretty good.
Yep, it's Marquette.
Don't. Bryant's fucking terrible. this game will be a 50-point loss.
Okay. Now should I go?
Bryant, like in years past, I'd be like, okay, look at Bryant. They've got that one dude. No, Bryant's terrible, dude.
All right. So now should I go to the east or should I go down to the bottom?
Just finish the South.
I did finish the South.
No, like finish the South.
I did. Finish it fully. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Third
All right.
round.
Auburn, Creighton, Auburn. Let me quickly look again to see. Oh boy, names. Just because I've already done it, I'm just gonna go there because Auburn's winning it. This one team I actually didn't look at Ole Miss, so I just picked Ole Miss because I didn't get to look at them. Who have they done? What have they done for me recently? Oh, all of their things are recent, and they're all losses. All of their things are recent. All losses.
To be fair,
3 of them are against Auburn.
Well, no, Texas A&M's a top 10 team in the country. Auburn was number 1. Tennessee was ranked number 3 when they beat them. Florida is now ranked number 1 in the country. So they lost. 4 of those losses there are against the number 1 team in the country.
Yeah, Ole Miss. Ole Miss.
So, if you want to go with who's played better teams, it's by far Ole Miss. The problem is Ole Miss hasn't beaten any of the good teams.
Marquette, Michigan State.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing with Michigan. Everyone's in love with Michigan State, and I don't get it. Because when you watch them play, it's annoying as shit. But at the same time, I also know Marquette's not that good. Like, Marquette's not the team to beat them, I don't think. I think Michigan State got lucky as hell with who their bracket is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they kind of got a coast into. But I think Michigan State is super overrated.
Fair. I'm also just now looking at Marquette and didn't realize that, like, all of their notable results are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 losses.
Hasn't beaten any good teams.
Of their, they have 10 losses, and the notable of them was 7. I'm going Michigan State. I like Marquette.
That's what I told you. New Mexico was a solid pick.
Marquette's always been a pick for me, you know. Ole Miss wins here. Ole Miss versus Auburn. I just need to look at a stat real quick.
They've
1, 2,
4 times
3. That's what I was going to say. It's like, yeah, they have. And it was 10, 30. Jesus fucking
Christ. It's hard to beat a team 5 times.
That's what I'm saying, but at the same time, Auburn wins this. All right, now we go down to the West. Now does
you're chalk in the East? See?
Does Florida have? Was it Florida that had the big man? Who was the team that had the big man last year?
The big man last year.
Big man last year.
Like the massive guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the NBA now, and that was Purdue. Florida has the 7'8" guy, but he's redshirted. He doesn't actually play.
That's unfortunate. But doesn't matter because it's Florida versus Norfolk. It's Florida. Yeah,
Florida scores. Florida's unbelievable.
Now, is this UConn like of old, or is this like UConn of like?
This is the new UConn team that fucking. They talk so much shit, but they suck. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating.
You know what? For the
Their
second
head coach talks so much shit. They're terrible.
You know what? Then for the second time in this bracket, I'm going to pick the 9 to win over the 8. Go Oklahoma.
I picked UConn to win the first one just because I wanted to get embarrassed in the second one.
Ooh, fair. Memphis, Colorado State. Colorado State, I feel like I don't really see a whole lot in this. PJ Haggerty. Why do I feel like I've heard that name before?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Going with it. I like it. Kid's a stud. Maryland versus Grand Canyon Lopes. What is a lope?
I don't know, but Grand Canyon's the team that went on a run a couple years ago. Had big upsets.
I mean, they beat Stanford earlier in the year. Lost to Georgia by 5. Went on a little run here. The Antelopes are a dangerous team, but perhaps you remember from last year's tournament where they knocked off St. Mary's in the first round and led Final Four bound Auburn in the final minutes. The senior-laden team, they're done. Then I'm picking them.
Almost every team that's from one of those conferences is going to be senior-laden.
I love it.
Just letting you know.
That's fine. I'm picking all of them then. Missouri versus Drake. Well, we don't like Drake around here. Missouri.
Well, Drake is the team I was telling you about that their head coach was like he ran Division Two. Like they
that's the dude that brought all of his boys with him.
Then he went here and his whole team transferred. So Drake is essentially a Division Two team that is just kicking the shit out of D1 teams.
That is.
I was all about Drake. I'm all about D2.
All about Drake. I know, but Drake makes music for.
It's not about the rapper. It's about Drake and Josh.
Fair.
Change your mindset and you'll feel better about it.
Fine, Drake it is. I like Drake and Josh. What is that thing? Oh, it's a Seahawk? That's a dope-looking Seahawk logo. I'm not gonna lie. The UNC Wilmington Seahawks, the Seahawk logo is dope-looking. Versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech is number 3.
Yeah, Texas Tech is pretty freaking good, but yeah, I don't see any 3-2 or 1 losing in the first round. Not this year. It would be an absolute upset.
The Seahawks weren't tested often during the season, facing only one team in the top 100. Texas Tech. Fuck out of here. Kansas, Arkansas.
The battle of the name.
Kansas versus Arkansas.
So Arkansas's coach is the guy who was at Kentucky forever, and then he went to Arkansas this year.
I mean, I just kind of like Dickinson Mayo.
Arkansas is weird, dude. They randomly would beat really good teams, and then they'd lose to teams that they shouldn't. Like, it makes no sense.
The noticeable wins were Kentucky and Texas.
But you notice there's a bunch of close games in there as well. I don't know about any of their noticeable ones, but Arkansas they're going to be a sexy.
Oh, it's John Calipari. Okay.
Yeah. He just went to Arkansas and took them to the tournament after last year when they were horrendous. It's kind of wild.
That is kind of wild. I'm going to pick Kansas. St. John's versus Omaha. Now, as you can see from me wearing my black shirts, I'm kind of upset that Nebraska wasn't in this. Oh, so UVM wasn't in this, it looks like.
Who?
UVM.
Vermont?
Yeah.
No. Vermont lost in like the second round, dude.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah, Vermont got upset. St. John's is led by Rick Pitino, and St. John's defense is the third best in the country. They're fucking disgusting.
Maybo's the best defense. Yeah, okay, then
they're so good defensively. When I said Auburn's like one of the most physical teams, St. John's might be the most physical team.
Oh, it's one of those.
The problem with St. John's is they randomly get ice cold on offense.
Ah, okay. All right, so I'm going to go Florida versus Oklahoma. Not even going to look at it. Florida. Memphis versus Grand Canyon now. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, especially because neither of these teams might be there. I will say, shout out to Grand Canyon girls team. They made the tournament for the first time ever.
There we go. Unfortunately, I'm going to go Memphis. I think Grand Canyon just doesn't have it yet. Back-to-back years, just kind of. Now, Drake versus Texas.
I like how you say doesn't have it yet.
Doesn't have it yet.
I mean, don't worry. They just don't have it yet.
Drake and Josh versus Texas Tech.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I actually picked Drake and Josh.
I'm trying to You know what? I'm gonna do it. Why not? I'm gonna do it. Kansas versus St. John's, St. John's, because then it's Florida versus St. John's, and I'm gonna have St. John's winning the West.
Well, that's the one thing about this tournament is defense travels. Defense usually can, even when, because remember the first 2 rounds are played in the same weekend. Then there's like a week off. Then they play the next 2 rounds, and then there's like a week off again.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking right here, and it's 6:50, 9:25, 2, 4, all within like a 2-day span.
So that's why usually Cinderellas don't make it to the 3rd round, is because they carry their hot streak
this week, this and this,
into the first round, and then they carry it to the 2 days later, and then before you know it, they're gone. They're out.
That is
because of the week off, and all of a sudden they can't score. That's why it's so incredible if you see one of them make it to the Elite Eight. You're like, oh my god, this team might be real.
All right, there. Let me move that over there now. Okay, so we got Duke versus American and
first time ever for American.
Mary St. Mary.
Mount St. Mary's. Yep.
Oh, I was kind of close. Dope, Duke.
American University. I'm so upset that they're taking on Duke.
America.
I wish they got a higher seed because I'd pick them just because it's America.
Fuck yeah.
But they have no chance. Now, the only thing for Duke, I will say, keep this in mind throughout the tournament. Cooper Flagg, the best player in the country, he had to leave the semifinal game against North Carolina and didn't play in the championship game with an injury.
Oh.
They're saying he should be fine, but keep it in mind.
This is 21. So this is at the end of the week.
Well, it won't matter in the first. Without him, they still won the ACC title game. Like without him, they'll beat American or whoever the fuck's playing in that game.
I mean, fair.
Don't worry about that.
Well, no, I was just it's because normally it felt like when it was last year, I felt like it was they did Sunday the selection Sunday, and then the very next day was their day off, and then that following Tuesday they started playing.
They do. That's the playing games.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be the playing games. So those 4 games that are there, and then Thursday, Friday first round, Saturday, Sunday second round. Then they're off again till I think it's Thursday.
Makes sense now.
Yeah. They do start, but they will start playing on Tuesday. Tomorrow.
Okay. So that makes sense then. I'm going to go yet again. Third time, Baylor. 9/8. Oregon versus Liberty Bibbity.
So I think Oregon is a team they're way too high ranked. Cool fact about Liberty, they're the slowest offense as far as like pace of play in the country.
Liberty Bibbity. That's all I needed to know.
They just hold on to the ball and then they shoot it at the very end of the shot clock.
Says one of the hallmarks of a potential double-digit seed upset is a team that plays slow, shoots the three-pointer often and efficiently, and hopes for a bit of variance. That's how you would describe Liberty. Done.
Don't turn the ball over and make your three-pointers.
Arizona versus Akron. Look at Akron doing things.
Don't do it.
Don't do what? Pick Akron?
It's a sexy pick. Don't pick Akron.
I wasn't going to. I'm just saying, look at him do things.
A lot of people are saying this is one of the big upset. Don't pick Akron.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It is a sucker's trap.
VCU.
Virginia Commonwealth versus the Mormons. VCU's the team that like full court presses the whole game and just causes chaos.
Send it.
But they can't make a shot to save their life.
Send it. All about the chaos right now. All about the chaos right now, then.
And BYU's a bunch of Mormons, so.
That's just aggressive, Rob.
It's true.
Oh, it's the Grizzlies versus the Badgers.
Wisconsin's hot.
They just won the Big Ten, right?
They lost to Michigan in the Big Ten title game.
Oh, okay.
But they went all the way to it, and no one expected them to.
They also lost to Marquette earlier in the season.
The thing with them is they're a team where all 5 players on the floor can shoot threes. But when they go cold, let's put it this way, they blew a double-digit lead to Michigan. So.
Oh, I'm picking the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have the highest field goal percentage among all the teams in the tournament. And since January 20th, they've won 14 of 15 games, shooting 54%.
Colin, do you know what that means, though? If they have the highest field goal percentage, and are they undefeated?
They are 25-9.
They've lost 9 games, and they have the highest field goal percentage. That means 2 things. 1, they either don't play defense, or two, they turn the ball over a lot.
The very next line. For all the positives on offense, they struggle at the other end of the floor.
I was going to say, like, if you're making all your shots and you've lost 9 games in the Big Sky, like,
Well, no. To be fair, they did say that since January 20th, they're 14 of 15.
And what did I tell you? Every team plays. Who are the games they played that weren't in the Big Sky? Lost to Oregon.
Lost to
Lost to
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Oh, these are tournament teams. Lost to Oregon. Lost to Tennessee. Lost to Utah State. Those are all teams
And
in
I
the
mean,
tournament.
the Oregon
Back
game
in
was a
November.
blowout. Oh, never mind. They're all
Back in
blowouts.
November.
Those are all
They're back in
blowouts.
November, so it is what it is.
They're
But
also all blowouts.
and they should be. They're all. This November.
Um,
I'm just saying, if you're taking this pick, that's on you.
no, I can't. I
wouldn't-
can't. No.
A matchup against Wisconsin, a team that can just shoot, probably not the best.
St. Mary's versus Vanderbilt. If there's one thing that I know, it's you pick St. Mary's.
No. The one thing you should know is you never pick St. Mary's in the tournament. Never. They're always a 5 through 7 seed, and they never win in the first round. If you're going to pick St. Mary's, you always pick St. Mary's to lose to Gonzaga in the title game. That's what you always pick. Is they are going to play Gonzaga in their conference title game, and they will lose.
You mean when they beat them the 2 times before that, and then?
No, it doesn't matter. They will lose to Gonzaga in the title game.
Well, you know what? They also beat they beat my boys. I can't pick them now. I'm picking Vandy. I'm not even going to look at this.
Vandy
Alabama.
was also a Cinderella team in the SEC. They beat. I want to say they beat Bama. I think they beat Florida and Tennessee as well.
No,
they're good. Vandy's good. It's just which Vandy are you getting?
I'm sending this right now. We're going Duke. We're going Biberty. We're going VCU. We're going Bama.
Now, I will warn you with Bama. This is the only thing that pauses me with Alabama is their second best player, Grant Nelson, left the game against Florida. And once he left the game, they went from being up to losing by 25.
And with that being said, after like a month.
If he's healthy, Bama's a really good team. But when he's not healthy, oh, God.
You know what?
Like, be ready. Bama's on upset alert if they play Vanderbilt in the second round. Vanderbilt already beat them this year.
You know what? Just because I'm switching it to Vandy.
I wouldn't put VCU there.
I am now going Duke versus VCU with Duke winning.
VCU, huh?
That's my team.
There's a very good chance VCU doesn't beat BYU, but I like it.
So now we got Houston versus Suey. Houston.
Southern Illinois.
Yeah, Suey.
The Salukis.
The Cougars, it says right there. Cougars.
Oh, then that must not be Southern Illinois. Oh, no, because Salukis is a tribe, so they definitely changed it.
Gonzaga versus Georgia. This is the only time I'm not even looking at it. Don't care. Only time I'm picking the 8 over the 9. Gonzaga. Oh, I've picked this team before. I've picked McNeese before. I've picked them before to do things.
Yeah. The year you picked them, I think they got blown out in the first round.
Does that surprise you?
You notice any big games in that McNeese one?
Well, I mean, I've noticed that they have just lost just once since December 14th.
Yes, that is true. But they have lost to Mississippi State. They lost to Liberty Bibbity.
By 5. Bama was a close game. Mississippi State was a close game. All these are close games.
Yeah, I like McNeese. I picked McNeese.
I'm picking them. I feel like I picked them either before or like they just. It's funny with me with this because like there's just names that I know and I just stick with. High Point is not one of them. This looks like a fake school.
High Point? Yeah, I know nothing about High Point.
I'm picking Purdue.
I just immediately clicked Purdue because Purdue is massive.
I'm just going strictly on this one based off of the logo.
I will say upset. I don't see many high seed upsets with teams from the Big Ten and the SEC. They're just too physical.
So Illinois versus is Texas or Xavier, right?
Yes.
Why do I feel like that's actually gonna be a good game? Like this is gonna be a good game, and this could potentially be a good game.
Depends which Illinois team shows up. Illinois to begin the season was a top 5 team in the country.
Oh wow!
And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the year, they just fell off.
You know what?
Lost like 3 straight games.
I'm because I haven't done it yet. This bracket, I'm picking this team. I'm picking the slash team. I always pick a slash team. I feel like I haven't picked a slash team yet, so I'm picking the slash team.
I did too. I think it will be Texas.
Kentucky versus Troy. I kind of don't know why I'm looking at this.
All the games that Kentucky lost were due to injuries. Kentucky's a very good team.
UCLA versus
Kentucky's the only double-digit loss team with a top 3 seed. Let's put it that way, Colin. Okay. There's a reason they're ranked that high with that many losses, and it's strictly because they've been injured all year. So right there in that picture, you're seeing how Utah State lost to 2 tournament teams.
I was just kind of quickly reading through this, and it was just like as I read more and more, it's just like
if you picked Utah State to win this game and you didn't pick New Mexico, you didn't even look at New Mexico. New Mexico beat them 3 times.
Well, like I read this and it says they entered this tournament on a sour note following a blowout loss. And I'm sitting there like, well, that's not good. But then I go and read Utah State's, and Utah State's basically it's like they have some wins against some good people, but they're really bad. They're good at this, but bad at this. Good at this, but bad at this.
They were a tournament upset. New Mexico was the team. New Mexico was supposed to win the whole conference, and then Utah State ended up upsetting people, and Boise State made a run. Colorado State.
Oh, that's all I need to read. Defense wins championships. Tennessee.
No, Tennessee's freaking good.
Houston versus Gonzaga.
So now that you're getting into this, there's this metric that's been true for I forget what they call it. It's like the PIM or PRUM. I don't know.
I feel like PIM.
There's a metric out there that is worked over the last 20 years. The champion has come from this stat. It's being a top 10 offensive percentage team and a top 10 defensive percentage team. Okay. There's only 4 teams this year that fall in that bucket. It's Auburn, Houston, Duke, and I never remember who the 4th team is. So I'm just letting you know that.
I like Gonzaga, but it's like.
No, it wasn't Florida. Florida's defensive efficiency wasn't. But you see what I'm saying? How it's pretty tough to not pick these 1s and 2 seeds. They're freaking really good.
I'm gonna be dumb. There.
I'm telling you, no, I don't want that one. If you picked Houston, I would love to watch Florida St. John's and Houston, Tennessee. Houston, Tennessee would literally be a fist fight. It would be awesome.
Never mind then. I like fist fights.
And Houston's head coach is freaking awesome.
Fair.
He literally, they'll interview him, and he's the most nonchalant, like, quiet guy. And he'll just be like...
I've had to move this thing like 5 times now. Just saying. All right, so my final 4. Auburn, St. John's, Duke, Houston. I feel embarrassed because I have no ridiculousness here.
I'm telling you right now, if this happens, this will be the most physical Final 4 of all time. You will just see bodies everywhere.
I'm going to go my championship game. St. John's, Duke. How many total points will be scored in this game? 97.
97, huh?
97.
So no one's getting to the 60s.
No.
No one's even... You're not even getting 2 teams to the 50s.
Just fist. Okay, hold up a second then. Wait a minute. Now that you say that. 1...
Normal scores are between 110 and 140.
111. I'll keep it low. I think it's going to be just bang. And you know what? St. John's wins it all.
The only reason I think you're weird is just because Duke's offense is very good. But St. John's is a very good defensive team.
St. John's wins it all. There's.
I hope it happens. I think it's freaking. Rick Pitino at halftime of the game this year literally yelled at his kids, and he was sitting there. He's like, "So you missed a fucking shot." I'm sorry, I swear. You missed an effing shot. Get over it and play defense.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw that one.
And they came out in the second half and like held the team to 15 points. It was like, oh my god.
Also, I love it. I love how you just apologize for swearing at the end of this when you've sworn the entire time through this.
I haven't sworn once.
Oh, let us know how your guys' brackets are. Your final four down in the comments. Let me know your champion, you're this, and let me know how many times Rob swore during this. And as always, depending on where you are, more than that, even nice. So, stay safe. We talk to y'all later. Okay? Okay. Bye.